Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix.
Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the Creole Heartbeat program on DBS Radio. It's a very, very special day in the history of culture and arts in Dominica. And it's a privilege to have this special lady and this special gentleman with us. By the way, we are live on DBS Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. And as advertised, Ophelia, like Madame de la Chassoati, has headed to the motherland, the African continent, and she'll tell us all about that, how she felt, how she was received, her performances, how important it was for Dominica to collide and connect with the African people. And as a matter of fact, let's just head across to La Grande Dame and Mac Marie. Good morning to you, Ophelia. Good morning to you, Mac Marie.
Good morning, Wadix.
Mr. Mac.
Yes, good morning, Prince.
What's up,
Glad
my
to be
friend?
back.
What's up? Welcome back to Dominica La Grande Dame. Welcome back, Mr. Mac Marie.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We're happy to be back.
I saw Mr. Mac Marie on photograph looking in sartorial splendor.
Well, I do have some of those, and when the occasion arises to use them, I use them. Right?
But Mac, a very special moment. We know it was piloted through a project you decided to actually invest in, and that's a reggae song.
Yeah,
Tell
sure.
us the whole vision behind this particular song, and you wrote the song.
Yeah.
Tell us about the song before we actually, we connect to how it brought you and Ophelia to Africa.
Well, I've been following the news, and I've been following, strange enough, the demographics of the world. Yeah, Africa is the only continent where the population is continuing to rise. All the other countries in the world, including Dominica, by the way, our populations are tending to fall. Therefore, Africa, the whole continent, basically, is going to become more important for trade and every kind of other thing. So I know that, and I studied history, so I kind of know a bit of the history of some of the African countries, including, in this case, Burkina Faso. And I also knew quite a long while ago about the impact that Thomas Sankara had in 1983, between 1983 and 1987 on the country.
Yeah.
So when this new event takes place and there's another leader who seems to be, from all appearances, to be following in Thomas Sankara's footsteps, I thought it would be a good idea to make a song about that.
Why reggae?
Well, partly because in the Caribbean here, a lot of the songs that speak about Africa are in reggae.
Yeah.
That's not the first reggae song I wrote, by the way. Yeah. So I thought that was an appropriate, might say, genre to do that. I'm also working on another one, which will be more like our style that usually we know of there. That will be talking about all of Africa rather than just connection with a particular country.
But even before you actually recorded this particular song, you released an album with some of the reggae songs
Right.
of
Indeed,
Ophelia, which was like a thriller to this particular song.
Right. Indeed, in point of fact, on the streaming platforms, the song of Ophelia that streamed the most actually is a reggae song she recorded in 1978
Wow.
called I Man Suffering.
Suffering, yes.
It was written by Clayton Geist and was performed by the Gaylord's Power Union.
Yeah.
So
This
Ophelia
particular-
is not really a stranger to reggae. Practically, in point of fact, every album she's made, there has been a reggae song. It's just that the other songs overshadow it, so people don't sort of pay attention to it.
Okay, I tell you what, we're going to allow our producer to play that particular song for us, and then we'll delve into how you got connected to the African continent, in particular Burkina Faso. Let's play this particular song, Burkinabe, Rise, La Grande Dame de la Chanson Antillaise Ophelia.
In the heart of Burkina Faso, the ground still seals. Gold buried deep, but poverty prevails. Trust and stone, a voice for the land, guided by Sankaras unyielding hand.
down a little, let it like go down.
Lighting the
Just
way.
ride on it. Let's go ahead.
Dumb as some Cairo whispers his spirits alive. Burkina strings in Chiro's dry. Oh, Burkina rise. See the future glow. From the shadows of colonialism we grow. From the grips of exploiters, we break the chain. All Africa sings. No struggles in vain.
You live in the North Dominica. This is like our Dame de la Chanson at the Ophelia on that very special hit sound, which actually brought across to the motherland for the first time. But Mark, how you actually got connected with Burkina Faso with that particular song?
Well, how the connection was made?
How the connection was made, yeah.
Well, Ophelia sent the song to a friend of hers in Guadeloupe, who is an intellectual, the political science and so on, works at the university, who said, wow, interesting song. He sent it to somebody he knows in Burkina Faso, who is assisting in organizing this grand event, which is the 14th edition. It's held in different African countries every year, and this year they chose to have it in Burkina Faso. So the song gets to certain people in authority, who said, wow, this is an interesting thing. So somebody, I don't know quite which one, who person who said it would be a good idea if we could get the singer of the song to come to participate in the event, because it's an event called FIED. That's the French acronym, which is, I'll just try to translate it. It's a forum for entrepreneurial and dynamic women of Africa. That's basically what it is. So it's basically a thing to validate women who are in business, particularly, and who are moving Africa forward. So it's an opportunity for different people from the African continent, which, by the way, is the largest continent in the world, although it doesn't look so on the map.
Yeah.
And there are white Africans, like in Tunis, from Tunisia, which is way up north, as well as black Africans and every kind of color in between. So the African people could get together to make contacts for the process of building business relationships across African countries.
Absolutely. Ophelia, take us to the moment when you actually touched, and it's the first time you touch in the motherland.
Yes.
And those who know your history would know that you're one of those Pan-Africanists for generations.
Yes.
And here is the opportunity to finally land on the motherland. Tell us about that particular moment.
Well, it was exciting because it was the end of the long journey that we took, because we had to travel a lot. We went from Dominica to Martinique to Paris to Brussels to Morocco, to Burkina Faso, and so it was. We've arrived.
Yes.
And there were many people around us. We noticed. Well, I noticed, and I think Mark too, that there were lots of young people.
Wow.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning their time when we arrived. So we was like starting
1 a.m.
And we were starting that day on Africa.
Wow.
And the weather was nice and warm like it was in Dominica when we left. And there were lots of people with their long dresses. We could see who were dressing like Muslims and who came from Paris, because there were some Parisian people and other people we met on the way. And we were there. We stood out, I believe, because we looked like people from a different place. Because, when you live in Paris and you go somewhere else, people can see, okay, that one may have come from Paris. But we were coming not from Paris, but from some other place. And I felt very comfortable. It's as if I had come back home. And they have a lot of respect for older persons. They were calling us Mama and Papa, and sometimes Mommy and Papi, and they were allowing us to pass. And remember, I have a lot of experience with the Council on Aging, and I really wish we had that kind of honor and regard and respect for older persons.
Is that something we know we used to have this before.
Yes,
We used to
yes.
have that respect for the elderly,
Yes.
because the elderly would have been the parents of the villages.
Right. The big
Was you
people.
think that was something that we brought across from the African
Oh,
continent?
definitely.
And
Definitely.
somewhere along the line, as they say, we evolve.
Yes.
Those lovely respects, and
Something happened to them.
Something happened.
They got diluted. Yes,
because if it is still on the African continent,
it is, and very much so. And everybody calls you. I mean, we left. I have addresses, and they are saying, "This is your daughter. This is your son."
But you are so right, because I'm interacted with quite a bit of the Africans here, in particular Nigerians and Ghanaians here, and they always call me Mr. Wadix.
Yes.
They always call
A
me.
lot of
So it's an
respect.
African thing
It is.
that I believe we brought across to the Caribbean, but
Yes.
somewhere along the line we got Americanized and lost
diluted
that
it.
respect
Yeah.
for older people.
Yes.
Because I remember growing up and you could not pass anyone older than you without saying hello.
good day. Yeah.
So then, how you felt and how you believed that the people received you, the moment was there, you finally reached.
Yes.
How they embraced you? Were you? I mean, yes, you said they called you, like,
Mommy and
respected
Papi,
you.
yes.
But in terms of the appreciation for you,
It was there, although they didn't know who I was, and because not everybody knew who I was. But I recognized soon afterwards that they know my music.
oh,
And in any case, we got Duadote. We are getting Duadote from
Yes, from
Africa, so
Burkina,
we know
from
they
Africa.
have. Yes, we know they know something about us. And when we went in, they asked they asked us for our visa, because you have to have a visa. And Mark pulled out his phone, and he's showing them. That was a little advance for them, for the people that we met. But the lady said, I saw her looking at us, but we cool. I mean, we have all our papers, so we don't mind. And she must have seen the ease with which we were there, and we are travelers anyway.
Yeah.
She said, "Allez-y, madam." So we just went.
yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
so we had that. And then the person who was coordinating our visit arrived and just, made us just pass through.
There were several other
Given VIP treatment.
Oh,
take
Of
the
course.
VIP reception.
In the
VIP
hall.
reception.
And they processed our passports and brought it
Yes.
back for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were well received, I would say.
Yes.
In Burkina, in Ouagadougou. That's the capital
Ouagadougou.
city.
Yes.
right?
as a capital.
Yes.
You would have met several interesting women,
Yes.
in particular from all over. What were the interactions like? What all you discussed? How all you exchanged ideas, you from, let's say, the diaspora,
Yes.
and them
That's
from the
which I
motherland.
reminded them of.
And you reminded them
yes.
of, yeah?
And I told them they mustn't throw us away, because if I personally have a continental reference, it has to be Africa.
Yeah.
Because I believe that all of us came from there, And I really mean all, when I say all the different colors and shades. And I also said that there are some people who don't recognize that fact of their heritage and try to put it aside. So we spoke about those things. They asked us, why are we speaking English? So we
Yeah,
had
because
to
they speak
explain.
French. They were
speak
colonized.
French,
They were
yeah.
colonized by
So I
by
told them
French.
for the same reason why you speak
French,
French,
yes.
because that's what they got when they were colonized, and we got the English.
Yeah.
But because I can speak French,
You could.
Yes, so we had the meshing and the blending, and all of them.
But were
want
there
to
any
come.
other people speaking English, or just you and Mark?
There was Ghana. There were some people from Ghana.
Ghana,
I met one lady. She's from Guadeloupe. I met a Jamaican
Wow.
who works in Canada, the Canadian press. But she is one of ours, a West Indian woman. But other than that, it's only French,
Yeah, lots of
African
people,
Africans.
people we met. Yes.
Although we did meet people from South Africa as well as the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And maybe
Oh,
something
yes.
the public might like to know, Burkina Faso has no sea.
Right.
They are landlocked, so they have no ports,
Right.
seaports, So
No seaports.
No
so to
seaports.
ship goods or import goods,
Yeah,
the goods
so
must
it's
come
by air.
pass through another country, usually Ivory Coast
Or
or
by air.
Ghana, with which they have a
Or
border.
airlift.
Yeah,
Yes.
or by plane, But things that would normally travel by ship have to be offloaded in some other port and then transported by land into Burkina Faso. Yeah.
What was your first performance like?
The
And
first
where was it?
It was for the opening of the festivity on the following day of our arrival. Now, when we got there at the 1 o'clock, the lady in charge of us is telling me, we have to get up first to be able to practice at 8 o'clock. I told her, no. And that's probably the first time I said no, but I just felt I needed more time.
Time to rest.
Yes, and in any case, the activity was starting at 12, but they wanted the soundsman and what have you to kind of understand us and us to understand them. So I left that for Mr. Murray to deal with,
Yes.
which he did admirably. And but we slept and very well. It was when they give you the guande, well, I walked with guande because I felt what a song I remember looking at Mac and saying, but Mac, a song that did that, a song, and we underestimate our music so much and look at what a song was doing. I used to pray and Africa, going to Africa was within my bucket list, and I used to say, Father God, you have to send me there one day, just like that.
We have that dream. We have that dream.
And then
I believe for me it is close.
It will come.
For me it is close. I have a feeling for me it is close.
It is, because
but I'd like to go in the area, Ghana, Senegal.
Yes, you would like that.
Because there's that slave. It's always advertised on CNN, where you see the door of no return.
Yes, and they have more than one.
Yes.
Oosh,
and
that's
I'm a Ghanaian
painful.
friend.
You're bringing the
I'm a
pain
Ghanaian
now.
friend that sent me videos, and it was rough.
Yeah.
Even we know of what happened in the Caribbean.
Yes.
But even when our forefathers were taken to these areas before sold and shipped.
Yes.
They went through
horror. Oh yes.
They did their ones and twos the same place,
yes.
and
they still have markings of those things there.
And yes, and that is in the same. I think it's Akina. That's the name of the place in Ghana, where they still have the feces have
right
piled
there.
up.
Yes, Bobby saw that.
Man.
My brother saw that, and
ouch.
And he said that it's like, well, they happen to be situated below churches and mosques.
Yes,
I don't know why,
yes.
but well, I probably know why. But anyway, and when you went in there, they only had 2 slits in the wall through which air came with.
Yeah.
And my brother Bobby, Ras Bobby, says that he could smell the smell of the people still there after how many years?
Yes.
Like 200 and more years. So I said
it's an awakening. It's a movement, I believe. We from the diaspora deserve to experience.
Yes, but I don't know if I'll go there.
I want to.
I don't know
really
if I'll go. I prefer to listen to it.
Okay, let's get back.
Sensitive,
let's get back to Burkina. So the first performance you said was
at the
you rested.
opening.
So you rested.
Yes.
And then sound check, I would imagine.
No.
You didn't sound check.
No, Mark deals
with that.
And then
so was it a live band? Was it
no? It
playback?
was a backup CD, as you can be playing now, and
like
I'm
playback
singing over it. Yes.
So playback.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, I was the only performer in the opening.
Okay.
The only performer. So they prepared. They set the scene for me, and then I came. I was in my wob. And I tie my head a la African, because I have a right to do that, because I'm Creole and I'm African. And when I started to singing, all those guo boogs, and I'm talking ladies, got up and started dancing with me.
They knew the song?
No.
It was the first time they were hearing the
song?
It
was, for some of them.
Most people who were there, of course, came from other countries.
Other countries was hearing the song for the first time.
Right.
But when they heard, like they said, the first verse and chorus, they resonated
and
to the
shouting,
song.
Wee! Same way they shouted when we went to go and see Traore. But that's
no, we'll come into that. We're waiting for that.
Yes, and they screamed, and then we're going, and at the end I said, I love Burkina Faso, and I love Traore, and I wow! boy, I felt good. I
But-
really felt good.
But only that particular song you were
Yes.
allowed to perform.
Except at the cocktail when they asked for 3 songs. So I
Okay.
did. I don't remember. now.
Sasodamu and Dingole.
Dingole, and you
Dingole.
should see it.
Okay, so then the response of that first,
Yes.
the opening, you as the only performer, it
Yes,
was
I
really.
was happy to have been
Yes.
chosen for that honor.
Why you think you were chosen? Were there
well,
other songsters among?
there must have been. I met a lady afterwards. She's from one of the Ismaili, the lady we met, a younger lady we met in one of the other functions. But and if there were singers, I don't know because
Yeah.
nobody else came or was brought forward, and their stuff was intact when it started.
Time
yes,
and end and
yes,
program and
yes, you
and-
had to be
and move.
sensitive. Yes, they also had little mishaps, in between, like it would happen because it's 6,000 women who are attending that function
6,000 women
Can you
from
imagine?
across the world.
across the world, mostly Africa.
6,000.
Yes, uncle, 6,000.
Is
and
this an
outfits.
annual event?
Yes, it was the 14th time they were doing it.
14th, yeah.
Yes, and those ladies, they put out their outfits. A good thing I had some too.
So one, let's document the historic factors here.
Yes,
6,000 women, first Dominican,
yes,
only Dominican,
only.
to have been part and invited to this
Yes.
particular function.
Yes.
So Dominica was represented for the first time.
Yes.
Will it be the last, you think?
I think
based
not.
on your impression, based
All
on
the
what
things
you
they're
left?
telling me there, it can't be the last.
Okay, so the first performance, the opening,
Yes.
I guess that would have given you the necessary confidence and
Yes.
you start to feel good.
Yes.
And like you said, and Mark earlier, you were treated VIP style.
VIP. And the food was good.
What sort of food?
afterwards.
What was the food, like?
like
Close
us,
close to our food?
Yeah, similar to
Yams,
us.
yeah.
Yams, rice,
Rice.
sweet
Food.
potato, meat. They
I
gave you
know.
a meat in a bowl. That's to tell you.
By itself.
But yes, and then you put what you want in it.
In it,
They,
yeah.
and they
But-
love things like gumbo, which is okra and vegetables steamed and the other kind of vegetable. But I was told to do the steamed more than the other kind because people always say things about underdeveloped or developing countries, and they rightly do that because Burkina Faso is not us.
Yeah.
And although we are both developing, but they have a long way to go.
If I might just come in there and say, well, basically, two things a person from Dominica would realize immediately that would be just different in the land in Ouagadougou is that everybody seems to be 20 years old.
Yes,
Wow.
a lot of young people.
Lots
A
and
lot
lots of young people.
So you see
Yeah.
why they call us mommy and papi.
I understand.
And the second thing is that you hardly see anything green
Yeah.
because the Burkina Faso is in
Dry.
the area of Africa that's known as the Sahel, which is the area just below the true desert of the Sahara.
Wow.
Right? So it doesn't have much rain and therefore it's mostly dry. Yeah,
And the temperature is like ours throughout.
well, the temperature during the
Hotter.
day is hot, but
Yeah.
as you know, like in deserts, in the night the temperature drops pretty comfortably.
Yes.
It's
So
not
the
at
food
all-
wasn't any
Excellent.
surprise.
No, it was good. I wanted
You
to taste
felt
everything.
you felt some similarities.
Oh
to-
yes, I saw something looking like sorrel, red stuff. I had to taste some. It was good. There's a white stuff they call baji or something, and there's also something looking like ginger beer, which had ginger in it.
Wow.
So similar. A
Similar.
lot of similar things, and I didn't taste any alcohol except wine, but it was not French wine, by the way, because they pretty don't want to see French, kind of. That's a nice way of saying it.
colonial
Yes.
colonial masters.
Yeah, and if Miguel is eating bread, it wouldn't be bread from France.
It wouldn't be bread from France,
No,
definitely.
no. So they did their
So,
thing.
so you will not get French fries.
No, you have to get something else.
Something
And they'll
else.
call it
Some other name,
thing, but you
not
won't get
French fries.
right?
But that
So-
is understandable because of the colonial stigma.
yes,
And,
they
the
need-
hatred for
Yeah.
what they did in terms of exploit
Yeah,
those,
yeah.
those African countries.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
And that
We
was
gone to the
delightful.
second, so we gone to the first performance, second performance,
Second performance was the cocktail.
the cocktail.
I think, yes. So we were in another nice hotel, and let me tell you, there are big buildings, formidable buildings with glass panes and all of you. And they also have the casual home.
Traditional style buildings.
Yeah, for people's homes. A lot of the stores are on the streets, by the way. So anyway, we had to pass where people were selling suitcases and bags and
On
all
the
kinds of
streets.
things on the
streets.
streets. Yes, on the streets, not with any canopy or anything over it. And since it doesn't rain, things don't get
So
wet.
they almost saw it not going to rain for a whole month.
Right, like that. So then we went to this hotel and lovely place. You know, there's not much noise in Burkina Faso. You know how we hear a lot of noise when we're walking in the streets, and no noise like that. Everybody's cool.
To yourself.
Yes, and people ride. Everybody's riding. So when
Motorbikes.
on bikes and motorbikes and what they call this
Yeah, I
other
think they
one?
have millions of that.
Yes,
Motorbikes,
scooters, ladies like
Ladies and
the
men.
young men, yes, and the ladies properly covered, but they're on their bicycles and they go in. Nice. I used to like to see like sometimes 40, 50 of those people riding together, you know, and they have their traffic lights. So if you stop at the front of the traffic lights, they come in front of you. And so when the lights change, they go forward and what have you. So we went to the hotel and there was good food. Now, I think I may have changed the way they wanted to share the food because the drinks were on one side and the food was on another side. So I went to the drinks, asked for a drink and asked, is there anything to eat? And they went on the other side and picked up the food and brought it. So we had lots of brochettes, meat and fish and vegetables, and they have a cassava bread, and Traore seems to be pushing that.
Cassava bread.
Yes, and because apparently it's 50% cheaper to make the farine, the flour.
Cassava from cassava.
From cassava. So
Than
he
wheat.
and that's the kind of brain he has, or at least he gets the credit, which is good. So I tasted everything I could taste, Wadix. And I wasn't sick or anything. And then they have a pool, and then there's this lady singing music that sounds like ours.
Sounds very close to ours.
Yes, because our music, and they told us so that our music influences them. So I heard Zouk. I'm telling back, but that is a cadence.
Yes.
But hear that piece, you know, and nice little things like that. And then they stopped, introduced me, say nice thing about my country, and then I came to sing. I started with Burkinabe, I did chanson d'amour, and then I said Dingole, and I told them what I'd like them to do. Well, you should see
So
ladies.
you get them too.
Yes, Wadis.
You get them to Dingole.
Oh, yes. And there was a man.
Tunisian woman. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
This lady just took.
Am I on?
Yes.
Yes, you're on.
Yeah, right.
Mark, I mean, Ophelia is your wife, but you know, as a Dominican who has been around music for almost 5 decades, looking at the whole ambience, and just for a moment, just forget Ophelia is your wife, but you're looking at her just a musician, a Dominican musician, making inroads in a faraway place that we once, our forefathers were. How you felt? And then we will give us the sentiments of our husband. Dealing with the musician, a Dominican musician.
Yeah, well, I felt very proud to actually go to Africa because I study lots of things about Africa, but I'd never been there myself to actually participate in the culture of the people, you know. And for example, one of the things I found out, which was, you know, somewhat of a surprise to me, is that they're one of the largest producers of cotton.
Cotton.
Yeah, and they have a particular style of garment making which is unique to Burkina Faso, called Faso Dan Vani, yeah, where they turn the cotton into cloth themselves, so they weave it, traditional weaving by hand, with hand looms, and they make these distinct garments from that, which is quite interesting. I bought one or two of them. And,
Is that one of those you have on you now?
well, yeah, I bought one of these.
I'm
here,
planning
but,
a latest book in
but this one,
throw away on us there.
this particular one actually was made from imported fabric.
Okay,
But the real Burkinabe Fasi Dan
Fabric,
Faso thing, it's more expensive, and I bought an outfit.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's cotton, but it's as heavy as wool.
Wow.
Because they use
Material.
heavy thread, so they don't spin the thread from the cotton to small sizes, so the size are pretty large. So it's a pretty heavy outfit that can stand some winter.
Absolutely. And
So what
that was the
can I
second
ask
one.
Mark? Yeah, can
Yeah.
I ask Mark what he felt with me singing in
As-
an environment like that as
Yes.
an artist
Yes,
before
that's the
your
same question
wife?
I asked him.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
why
and then- that's what I asked him a while ago.
Well, here's what I thought. I felt as a Dominican person you were there representing Dominica at you might say a very high level and very well, and your song or the songs in general were elevating and not in any way degrading to Dominican persons.
Were the
So-
people
so I
familiar
would
with
think-
where Dominica was located and Dominica itself?
Yeah, well, many people didn't quite know where Dominica was located, so we had to kind of explain
Explain
to
to
them.
them.
Yes.
As usual,
Yes.
They mix it up with the
Yeah.
Dominican
Dominican Republic
Republic.
still,
Yeah.
man.
Right. So there's a bit, yeah, but you had to explain that to them, and then they understood.
As your wife now.
Was my wife? Oh well, we've been doing this for so long. That
No,
it
but then
was-
right now you broke new ground. Both of you wanted to
No, we've broken grounds many times.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time we've gone like beyond our borders. For example, I see those people say we invite Jamaicans to sing here, and nobody in Dominica ever goes to sing in Jamaica. Well, Ophelia did go to sing in Jamaica for the Prime Minister's gala at the Independence celebration in 2001.
which was never
Yeah, well,
advertised or
we just go and do that because it's we do that sort of thing, you know. Like
So
we've
what
played
else
many,
I have to
like
say?
we've played many times in Trinidad. You know, which most people.
so you did how many performances in all?
In over there 4.
4 performances.
Yes, there was a third one. If you want to go there,
Well, I want to come up to bit in the man himself.
the man himself. Okay, that was before the third one.
That
So
was
yes,
before the third one.
Yes.
So right after the second one, you had the opportunity to meet.
yes.
Tell
the
us
man
about that
himself.
experience.
It wasn't me alone. I have to say that quickly. There were about 200 of us, including Mark, because we had a few men, and blessed were they among women. And it was a whole story for you to go to see the gentleman. You knew the day before, and you had to be ready by 8:30. So make sure you have your breakfast and you're ready. Now, I thought I would have, it was myself, Mark, and the person in charge of us. But then we came, and even the person in charge of us, who was also like the liaison for the entire function, expected 30 people. But somehow people heard and they wanted to be there. So the thing grew. We had to go to the main hotel, and they counted us. We had to pass through a place. There were 2 big buses. We had to go into them and what have you. When we got there, they frisked us, everybody, it's as if you go into the airport. They took our phones. Anybody who had cameras, they took them. And everybody's so quiet and anxious because they're going to see the man. So then they asked us to come in. It was nice when they said, Ophelia Marie. So I came in, Mark came in. We had a seat and what have you. And we are there anxious at one point. And then there's a gentleman. There's a seat, like a bishop's seat at the front, formidable. There's a podium. And then there's this man who's face is covered with some kind of mask, and there's a distance you had to observe. Nobody had to go beyond this particular point. And
I guess for security reasons.
yes, that's security in total. So we had to.
Were there any military presence? Chris?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All over.
Everywhere. A vehicle stopped. I had to stop at the gate to be checked. They checked the boot. They passed something under the vehicle. They looked at the people inside. Sometimes you had to give your ID, and then they let you go through. It ain't easy. So they did all of that when we came to see Traore.
Well, just that maybe we should explain why the security situation is so tight.
Okay, yes.
Is that people have heard of jihadists?
Yeah.
Yes, so there is in fact instability where there are these jihadists who are fighting or wish to fight with the government to change the whole basis of the society. Yeah, still a part of Al Qaeda in the Sahel, if you like. So since they can't, not distinguishable, they don't wear uniforms, etc. So there is a whole question that everybody, especially certain institutions and things, so must be given the highest level of protection because they don't know who is really a jihadist or who is a sympathizer with the jihadist, etc., etc. So it's very secure. There's a very obvious security consciousness all over Ouagadougou.
Yes.
So,
and many people have died, particularly the Sankara, who is the one that Traore is kind of modeling. He was assassinated, and we went to that place too. We can talk about that
they built
afterwards.
a memorial to him there,
Yes.
mausoleum and things,
And that is still very fresh in the minds of the people. And Traore himself got in as a result of a coup.
Yeah.
So there are some people, a few at least, from what I could understand, who were not happy that he was there. So, but they protect him. Everybody protects him like almost a god, and you feel it. You feel it. So when you are coming to see him, that's a big honor. And they gave us a particular time, and he probably arrived an hour and a half afterwards. They told us to be quiet, and they said
For an hour and a half.
Yes, because
And
all
they
the
had to
frisking
wait.
and so we waited.
So I guess they had to make sure every detail
Yes.
was.
Yeah,
was
and there was an
in place.
interesting thing that happened. I don't know if most people noticed what it was. There was somebody who came and sat on the right side where he would be with a briefcase. I know what that briefcase was. That is his communication device.
Yeah.
Precisely because of the instability that is instigated by the jihadists. So he cannot be out of contact with the army people who are out dealing with these jihadists. So he was there sitting. I saw him with a
I
black
didn't know what that
briefcase.
was.
That is a communication
Yeah.
device, secure communication device.
So when he eventually reached.
Yes, after they take out everybody picture, each person got a picture. We saw that, and only media, like about 6 of them with big cameras bigger than those there, who came to take the picture. When the man reached, you heard a whole set of noise, and people rose. They allowed us to rise, and then they said, "Have a seat." And he came in, he sat, and somebody came. I think it was the president of FIDE, that's the group organizing. She came and she said, "Thank you very much for this honor," and what have you, and what have you. And then, I'm getting back all the emotions I had when he came in, because he is your complexion, Wadix.
Yeah.
He's darker than what we see in the
Picture.
Yes, even darker than you. He is smaller than what we see in terms of width. But one tall man. He was the tallest man in that building. And even afterwards, when we took pictures, you could see he was a head and a shoulder
above
on top of
everybody
everybody
else.
And I would
else.
say most people seem to be small, slim and tall.
Yes.
They haven't become fat yet.
Right. They're not fat.
Yeah.
Even if they drink a lot of
Right.
soft drinks.
Right, you got a lot of soft drinks. Partly because
The riding.
the dominant religion
Yes.
is
Muslim.
Muslims.
So they don't
Muslims
eat.
don't drink alcohol. So
they
you
don't
you
eat
see people
pork.
drinking alcohol like wine and so on. Usually it would be Christians or animists.
visitor.
as the
Oh,
case
what's
may
that?
be.
I mean, how is life in Burkina Faso? Normal life? Is there?
Everybody's
Is there,
doing something.
We know about the development.
Mm-hmm.
We know about the development, but in terms of, let's say, entertainment wise, in terms of what you will hear, music,
Yeah.
the normal
Well,
music.
yeah.
Yeah, we heard
people
music
play,
every
yeah.
night. We went to different places to eat, and in fact, I
They
have
had live music, some
videos
places. Yeah,
of
yeah.
people. There's a guy. What was he singing? Falling.
Can't remember.
I keep falling in love, and he has a voice. I was asking Mark if it was really his voice because the voice went up higher than mine, and they have all the technology, all the good things about that. They have lights. They're beginning to celebrate Christmas, so they have.
I was coming to
some
that.
lights,
Do
yes.
they believe in
Yes.
Well,
because
yeah,
as you
Christians,
mentioned, they are primarily Muslims.
Yes,
And-
but I've heard Traore talk about Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
So there is some kind of not
Mix,
necessarily
maybe not-
overlapping, but
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
not
yeah.
100%
Right.
Muslims, a little Christianity
yeah.
mixed.
So
in
there are some
between.
Christians and there are some animists, which is to say people who follow traditional religions.
So how long he stayed with you, with you
We
guys?
say about 30 minutes, 40 minutes maximum. And he speaks with a gentle tone. And he's surrounded by ladies. So you know how you all speak when you're speaking to ladies. So he's sensitive to that. We tried to find out whether he had a wife and children, but there's no information about that.
Well, I know he has a wife for sure.
Well, they say that, but
No
nobody
one
knows who
saw-
he is. No.
No wife, no nothing.
No wife. That is, I think,
Very,
for her protection.
very limited knowledge about
Yeah,
him.
yeah. And he encouraged people in his voice to remain partners with the gentleman. How the first people who taught children how to walk and how to communicate, how to have team
That was his
activity.
main message.
Yes.
Main theme of his message.
Yes. Was that the women have their role and they're supposed to exude and show that they are equal or good partners with the men to be able to move Burkina Faso forward.
Yeah,
Do
but-
you see
but
any?
maybe
Do you
I
foresee,
get-
Mark, as an economist,
Sure.
a
Good
road,
thing you come about that,
a
right?
road, an avenue developing?
Yes.
From
Yes,
from
here is
tell
it.
us about it.
Here is it. Well, there's the gold thing, which they mine, which is their major foreign exchange earner, which they will continue doing, and they're going to build a refinery to refine the gold itself in Burkina Faso. So there'll be more value in the gold, and they will be in better control of the wealth from the gold. But as I was saying earlier, there one of their major exports is cotton. And they produce a large amount of cotton. And as I was saying, they make a small amount of cloth themselves and garments directly from cotton. So in point of fact, I put together a bit of a economic concept note as to how they could use the cotton which they produce with the large labor force which they have, which is young, following on Arthur Lewis' thesis. Arthur Lewis, by the way, is the bald-head guy who's on their $100 bill. So use the youthful labor force based on the cotton to convert the economy from an exporter of just raw materials to a producer of branded goods protected by geographical indications, trademarks, etc., and have pretty much all the activities in turning cotton into garments done in Burkina Faso. Because Burkina Faso itself...
do we in Dominica
has-
have relationship with Burkina Faso? I mean,
Not as far as we
not-
know.
Not as far as I know. I mean, we have relationships in the sense that we don't have non-relationship, if you follow. But as far as I know, we don't have an embassy. We don't have consular. There's no Burkina Faso consul in Dominica or anywhere in the Caribbean, as far as I know. So, yeah.
How you see relationships possibly developing from this particular visit? Do you see any future for that inaugural visit from you and Ophelia? Anything futuristic for?
Well, yes, because now that we've made contacts with certain people in Burkina Faso, we know when we have a new record or a new recording, who to sell it to, and they make a video, where it goes to, and so on.
What about including other people, other musicians?
Well, yeah, for sure. So,
even the industry.
So other people
And
who
even impress on our authorities to have ties, relationship.
I want to say that
relationship.
I believe that's going to happen.
Dominica and
In any
Burkina.
case, yes.
Caribbean
Not just
in particular,
Dominica,
the Caribbean.
right, the Caribbean. Because that has been happening. I don't know if people are sensing that, but even on our governmental levels, the Caribbean is getting closer to Africa. And you know,
But
there's a new recognition.
I believe, whilst that is interesting, I still feel we in Dominica are not conscious enough
About it. It's
because I can see a big wave from St. Lucia, a massive wave. I heard the Prime Minister of Barbados recently talking about
okay, here's what's been happening. As I said, Africa is the only continent where the population that is really growing, and will continue to grow for quite a while. So just by the sheer fact of numbers, there will be big markets for everything. And on the 21st of December, if my memory got it right, there will be an inaugural charter flight that will be doing Ghana, Nigeria, Barbados, Antigua, Jamaica. So that you will be able to go from the Caribbean directly to
Africa
without having to go through
Europe.
All of
some
those
European
things,
country or the other.
That's commencing when?
21st of December, if I remember correctly. So it will be a charter flight. Yeah. And with the internet now, for example, there's a guy called Wodi Maya. He's a YouTuber from Ghana. Well, is it last year or 2 years ago? He was in the Caribbean for like 6 months.
Yeah, I think in Jamaica in particular. I saw videos of him from Jamaica.
Exposing the people back in Africa about what's happening in the Caribbean. Because lots of people in Africa actually, from the impression I got in Burkina Faso, not aware of black people being on the other side of the world. No, how did we get here? You know, but it's beginning to come together that Africa is reconnecting
with the diaspora,
with us, or we are reconnecting with Africa on different levels, including commercial levels, so that tourism from Africa will be a thing.
Trade, tourism.
Yes.
Because
culture.
If, like you say, the population continues to rise, it will be perfect for trade.
Right.
Perfect
because
for trade.
I was on a panel discussing the thing about developing intra-African trade, particularly in agricultural products and so on. One of the things I said was that for the trade to happen, the infrastructure for the trade must exist. Yeah. In other words, you need to have roads, railways, etc., to take things across Africa. Now, to get from Africa to the Caribbean, you need to have airplanes and boats that sail from Africa to the Caribbean and back. Yes. So
when you look at Dominica, how Dominica is, what we have to offer, what is our economic drivers?
Well, here we are. This is one of the things we offer already. We offer medical education to African students. So we have All Saints University that has mostly students from Nigeria and Cameroon.
And also Ghana.
Yeah, a couple
and
of
also as far as South Africa.
Right. So I would expect that to grow, partly because their population is rising pretty steadily, and it will be a difficult thing for them to build all the universities they need rather quickly to accommodate all the students who can go to university.
What else can we offer?
Well,
music.
Yes. Because I really believe the major link is the music, is
one of the major
cultural
links,
exchange.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and because that is the avenue that brought you and Ophelia over.
Yes, our song.
And I thinking bigger in terms of festival, World Creole Music Festival, I think
Yes.
on a larger scale, because if there are already flights in already getting together to come to the Caribbean, we have to start to think big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our music, we have to get away now, Mark, with your connections, to get more of our music into
Over
those
there.
various jurisdictions.
Right. Well, for example, we have reggae as might say, a standard thing in the World Creole Music Festival.
Yeah.
But the biggest reggae artist is not a Jamaican. The biggest reggae artist in the world is a guy from the Ivory Coast.
Alpha
Blondie, whose musicians, the musicians who play Dominican.
Yeah.
So in terms of connecting
So you see
music
how the
from
links.
Africa, instead of getting the Jamaican reggae artist, get an artist from Africa, like Alpha Blondie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course if we market the festival over there, then the same charter flights can bring people to the World Creole Music Festival from Africa.
What about investment, Mark? Investment, your economies, Africa, or let's say Burkina Faso with relationship with Dominica.
Well,
Plus it can get interested because I
investments
understand you have lots of raw material,
right,
mineral also,
right.
to open factories in Dominica. I believe one of the things we have to possibly look towards, I'm not a politician, but just looking at the economics of it, is we need those factories. We need that relationship where we can employ and manufacture. So there's that direct link, because the consumer, we already have the consumer power in Africa. What we don't have here, we have it in Africa.
Sure.
So if we can manufacture stuff that they can consume, then I mean that is a place. Whilst others looking for America and looking for Canada and looking for Europe, we look into Africa.
Oh, but everybody's looking to Africa to sell stuff
At the same time,
because the European consumer base is dropping.
do you
Okay,
feel as the
United-
diaspora they may be closer to accept us than, let's say, the European foreign powers who, quote unquote, were some of the colonizers?
Well,
Not
yes and
necessarily, yeah.
no, not
It's true.
necessarily, because
Yeah,
it depends on how you present yourself and the respect or lack of respect you show to their tradition and culture,
Yeah,
because
it's a lot of
while
factors.
we've moved over there from, we might say, let's say we left there 500 years ago, we've adopted a lot of different cultural styles, except actually, and if you ever heard of a group of people called Saramaka
Yeah, I would.
in Suriname and
yeah.
French Guyana border there, who maintain a very strong cultural thing that is
I
directly
think you have to
linked
cross
to
a
Africa.
river to go across. And
Yeah.
Some cross from a river
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah.
across.
And
They
then,
stay in the hills.
Right, and the Boni tribe.
But
yeah.
a lot of them of African descent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They simply walk off the boat and they just went into the jungle and they
Stayed
did
there.
their
From
thing.
the boat, they end up in the jungle and never return.
Yeah.
Like Negmao to
Yeah.
us.
Right,
Yeah.
Like how the
right,
Maroons did
right.
in Dominica.
And
in
they're
Dominica's
still
case.
following the traditional
Way of life.
way of life. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that is what I think we should become conscious of. All of those similarities between us and those people, because those people are us and we are them. And that in itself will create the bed we need to have the rest of the stuff grow.
What was the biggest moment, the biggest takeoff dividends from that trip, Mark? And then I'll come to Ophelia.
Biggest dividend from the trip.
From the trip, yeah.
You don't reach
Well,
it.
I would say the fact that we did get there, because we took every transport that existed.
Yes.
Took boat, plane,
Train.
train, and motor car to get there. We
Yes.
took every.
And it was all
one
sponsored
of them to get
by the government of...
there. No,
No,
we
we
paid our
paid
own
our
money.
own
Oh, you
way.
paid your way. You had to
Yes.
pay your way.
Yes.
But were you paid for your performances, or it was just
No.
courtesy?
No.
Courtesy.
It was, if you like, courtesy.
But they took care of our expenses.
Yes.
While-
As soon as we
while
arrived,
we were
yeah.
there, right,
And we
right,
got the
right.
VIP treatment
And they got the VIP
that we
treatment.
like. And
So then,
thank
when you
God,
look back at the investment, what was the biggest?
Well, the fact, I think the biggest thing that we met a number of persons there who became aware of Dominica. In point of fact, there's a an offer that we have to discuss in more detail for Ophelia to go to the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, probably in March. But we have to have some more discussions with the person who proposed it to finalize that. But that's, one of the positive outcomes for us personally, if that works out.
There are also, well, I'm sorry, Mark, but there are also people who are interested in coming to Dominica to look even at the CBI, to look to see what the Carinagos are doing, yes, to look to see how we do our agriculture, how our food is the same or different from them and what have you. So there is a certain level of interest, and there's somebody, I have loads of messages for Captain Traore and for the Burkina Faso people from Dominica. There's a lady who told me, tell him, this 82-year-old lady prays every day for him. I got poems. There's a friend of mine, I'm not calling her name because I didn't ask permission, who gave me a poem for him to tell him how she sees Burkina Faso developing with Dominica. So, the fact that so many people are aware of Traore and what he has done and is doing. And people called me from Ghana. A lady wanted me to come over. She said it's only 20 minutes, right? But we just didn't have time with all of the things happening. And there's somebody from Point Michel, Victor Wilson, who has created 2 big tanks for water in Burkina Faso.
Wow.
Yes. And he has friends there, and some of them came to see me.
Wow.
And there's another one whose daughter works in top security, so she couldn't talk to me. And I said, okay, I understand, no problem. But she wants me to come and see her. So there are all those links that are happening. And even if I cannot go, I can refer this person to that person and see what can happen for Dominica and Burkina Faso the
in point of fact,
African community.
There is a Dominican person, I wouldn't say his name, who has links with people in the government over there who tried to get a private audience for us with the president.
Yeah, but it didn't happen.
It didn't happen because,
Well, Mark, you might not have been the ambassador to Burkina Faso, man. Yeah. The way things looking, you might not have been.
Well, let's
Can
say,
I answer?
we
are willing to do anything that can help Dominica.
No. But of course.
But that's not necessarily Mark's response.
No, but then if diplomatic.
Let me explain something then. Because of my training in economics, particularly my understanding of Arthur Lewis's theory about, before which he got a Nobel Prize, by the way, the bald-head man on the $100 bill. How to use a large labor force to develop your country.
Yes.
Burkina Faso, its population demographic structure fits the Lewis model very well. And I wrote a concept note as to how they can use that labor force, which is large and young, right, based on their cotton production capacity, to transform their economy. Okay? I have to just...
Is our labor force in Dominica a young one?
If what?
No.
Our labor force in Dominica.
Our labor force in Dominica is about 24,000 people.
No, but then is it a young...
No, it's not young.
It's not young.
Oh, let me just show you 2 figures. The median age of the population of Burkina Faso is 17.7 years, which is to say 50% of the population is younger than 17 years old,
wow.
And the other 50% is older than 17, which means to say it's a very young population.
In Dominica, what is...
And more than 45% of the population
in Dominica,
what is
the...
Huh?
In Dominica, what's the...
Our median age is 36.
So we're old.
We're old, yes.
That's why they call us Mommy and Papi. But I love the respect. Honestly, the respect.
So we don't have much...
So much, but you're not answering because Wadix is asking if you can be the ambassador.
Well, if somebody offered it, yeah, why not?
Because I believe we're losing out a lot from the experience and the success that's going on now. And I believe a lot of eyes from the Western world are looking, and including America. That's why they want the neck or the head of
Traore.
Traore. The Western world are looking towards Africa now to maximize. We saw the Europeans doing what they had to do, take everything from Africa and put it in their place and saying it's theirs. And that is just something else. Lastly, Mix, if you can just give me 2 more minutes. The World Creole Music Festival, fantastic performance.
Thank you.
What is your feeling after the performance? What were the feedbacks you got?
Very
what
good.
How you felt on stage? And do you have another 5-10 more years of performance within?
Once the Father gives it to me, because I live, by His rule and by what He allows to happen. And if He wants that, fine. Because I was off the festival, as you know, for like 7 years, and I was fine. And then when I was asked to perform again, I was surprised. But I came and I performed. It was half an hour they gave me. People start to make, oh, that's too much, not enough time. And I say, hey, the Creator is in charge of me. He says half an hour. I used 29 minutes. And I got off the stage. So, I have to thank the Lord. And even when He doesn't send me, He has to know. So if He give me the 5 years, Wadix, and I have friends like you there,
I know
I'm
Mark.
fine.
I know Mark is itching to
Well,
talk.
well, there's something I'm disappointed about, gravely there, in that we were supposed to get Ophelia's videoed performance on stage, okay, before we left to go to Burkina Faso.
From the festival.
Yes.
They had the rights to document it.
Yes.
And what happened?
Which would have done a lot for us because we would have had the video to leave with the people at the different radio stations and the different journalists we had there, so they could have it for playing on their platform.
So why you didn't?
And up till now, we haven't been able to get it. I came back. We spent nearly 14 years traveling up and down.
But then you would have
and
had
from
other
there.
videos, Mark. You would have
Nothing,
had other videos.
nothing.
Yeah, we
we
had
have
the
other
Burkina-
videos, but
Yeah,
this is- this is
this year was one of the best.
Well, I don't know if it's one of the best, but it was the modern one, the last one.
last one.
And that's where the song is in it, live.
Yeah.
which
Yes, the
was,
live
to me was
performance.
I must say that it's a great disappointment. Because they could have used it to not only boost up the festival, because I've said
But
this
the
is where it
country.
took place, but to boost up the country,
Yeah.
and to leave a visible legacy over there that the people could have for their TV stations and so on, And I'm greatly disappointed that up till now we can't have the video.
Final question, Ophelia. I must ask you that, Dr. Mix. Can I? Final question.
Thank God for you.
Creole Heartbeat
Yes.
is having.
Thank you.
Relax. Creole Heartbeat will be organizing the Dominican Music Awards, 2025 Dominican Music Awards, and you were chosen as one of the people to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. How does that make you feel?
Well, my response was, if you remember, what? That's all I could say for a good while. And I really have to I guess I'm always like that when somebody gives me a heads up because, if it come, it come. If it don't come, it don't come. But this one came and it really surprised me. And I wrote what in capitals because I didn't expect anything. And I am really very grateful. And I sincerely hope that other artists can aspire and achieve. I want to mention Anthony Gussie in a special way. I think he is somebody who we have to big up because he understands me. And a man like that needs to be highlighted too. And Gussie, I want to share this one with you, okay? God bless you, love you. Let's continue being who we are, sharing the messages that we have to give to other people. Do not change who we are. Don't change me, please. Leave me how God make me and allow me to use that as Creole Heartbeat is giving me the opportunity to do what I have to do.
And I love that because my final question is, how would you love the Dominican public to remember like Madame de la Chanson at Ophelia?
To remember me as somebody who loves people and who loves people to work on their own individually when they have to, but to also put that individual strength and wisdom and talent into a pool with other people so that all of us can go together forward. Go forward together with whatever it is we have. That's what I'd like people to remember. So when I sing I Dominique, when I sing Bukinabe Rise, when I sing about that song about Wadix and all those other positive things like I Mama and those things, it is that I want to say. Let each one of us stop being jealous of one another and trying to pull down and say, oh, that one cannot sing. I've been told so. I cannot sing and I should stay in my corner. But hello, the master allows me with my non-ability to sing to reach Burkina Faso. Check your vibes.
You're one of the strongest.
Yeah, well, just want to say one thing, Wadix,
Yeah.
is that I was very heartened by the support that the people of Dominica gave to us, Ophelia in particular, because Ophelia, that everybody, all kinds of people sent us messages and they were happy for us and
Yeah.
they hope we did thing, and I think we
Lived
tried
up
the
to
best as we
expectation
could
and surpassed expectation.
to live up to make the Dominican name be on a high level with the people who met us and who we interacted with. And I remember in particular one person, a gentleman, I wouldn't say his name, who wrote on Facebook that when he saw Ophelia singing at the World Creole Music Festival, Burkina Rise, he cried.
Yeah.
That was...
You can remember we saw a flag, a Burkina Faso flag in the audience?
Yeah, actually it was a Martinican flag.
A Martinican flag, okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Mark, okay, I want to thank you for coming here to share this moment with us. Ophelia, I want to really thank you also for giving us the opportunity at Creole Heartbeat to be the first to have this conversation with you right after, and we connected right throughout.
Yes.
You kept your breasts from the time you left
Yeah.
to having lunch with Gordon to going across to Guadeloupe to reaching Dominica.
Yeah.
You are one of the strongest people I've ever known, and I really appreciate and admire you. And I
Thank
want
you.
to thank you for being a mother, a musical mother to me. And I want to remind you how much I love you. You
Thank
brought
you.
me to the council.
Of
brought
course.
you brought me to the Dominica Council and AG and continue to be there. We have to be there for each other. One of the things we lack is we are not there for each other.
Yeah.
And I hope that Dominica can be there for each other. We can be there for each other more.
Yes. Yes.
The days of the Kudme, whatever it is, find out if in case somebody's suffering, somebody's hungry, somebody's in need,
Yeah.
and help. Because you never know that last dollar could be that, never know what that can do for
Yes,
somebody.
yes.
But thank you once again, Mark. Thanks you once again, Ophelia. May God bless you, and may God bless Dominica. Mark, you still want to say something? Go ahead, go ahead.
No,
man.
just to thank the people of Dominica for the support they gave us and the words of encouragement that they sent to us all the time while we were traveling and while we were in Burkina Faso. And I feel very grateful for the love that the people poured out to Ophelia and the fact that they seem to think that Ophelia represented them in the best possible way that a Dominican person could represent the country abroad. Yeah.
On behalf of the people of Dominica, I want to say thank you. And for the first time, I really saw you looking like a real soccer boy. You look like you were on your second marriage. Another Creole Heartbeat program. Thank you very much, Dr. Miguel Labadie.
I bought some Burkinabe which I will
Flash
show
gams!
off at the
Fresh
right time.
gams!
Right.
Until next week, Prince Wadix, may God bless you. Over to the doctor, Dr. Miguel Labadie. May God bless you.
Okay.